What's up, peoples? Alyork Sports. Welcome to the Alyork Sports Show. Having some technical difficulties, but hopefully I can get it through on this side around. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, West Coast, East Coast, Vegas strong, LES to the death. Let me give a couple of shout outs, you know what I mean, a couple of my dudes, Felix Guzman, aka Radio. I got to get him on, my little man, you know what I mean, he always supporting the Alyork movement. Aaron Gamble just got on board. Appreciate you getting on board, Aaron Gamble. And last but not least, Tim Pierce. You know what I'm saying? He's been on board for a while. I got to shout him out. He represent that blue in New York. You know what I'm saying? And topic at hand, NBA elite players, where they're going to be landing at. And I got two of them I want to talk about today. So much to do in so little time. And I hope that I get enough time to get this off, because I just did a video prior and it cut short. So I'm hoping to run with this right here without no interruptions. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with KAWHI Leonard of the San Antonio Spurs, who's having major difficulties with the Spurs organization. Spurs is a classy organization. They run like the New England Patriots, where everything stays within the organization. That's why they won so many chips. And Popovich is who he is. You know what I mean? He's like the Belichick of basketball. You know what I mean? That's Pop for you. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's not looking eye to eye with Kawhi. Kawhi's mad at the organization. They misjudged one of his knee injuries, and you know, he felt like they did him dirty. And that's just how he feels. Like, you know, they told him he was able to play when he wasn't 100%. He re-injured, the leg. He played 9 games last season. And even throughout all that, they still want to offer him 5 years at $219 if he's willing to commit, which he's not, because he already made it clear he want to go with the Lakers. And, you know, my partner Doc from the Pickup Show made a great point. He go, yo, Alyork, Pop ain't trading that dude to the West Coast. Ain't no way in the world he want to face him 3-4 times a year. And I agree with you on the show, but what I didn't know is that he had a year left, and he's not willing to exercise a new contract with any other team but the Lakers. He just made that clear. So what that means, he basically got the Spurs organization by the balls, because who's going to take him as a rental? I mean, it ain't like baseball where the Cubs took, you know, Chapman from the Yankees as a rental, gave him 4 quality prospects. But what happened in that situation was Cubs haven't won in 108 years, and they end up winning the chip. So it was fine and dandy that they gave up McKinney, Glaber, and all them good prospects that they're going to fill later on in life, but they don't care. They got the chip out the way. Unlike Boston, that got multiple chips, and they're not sweating no championships. I mean, they want to win, but they're not willing to give up 3 or 4 quality players for a rental. Only way they'll mess with Kawhi on a sign and trade, where they can get him at least 3 to 4 years. 1 year, they're not doing it. Danny Ainge is not having that. So he kind of got them by the balls, and I think Popovich is going to have to submit and trade him to where he want to go to, if he wants the best in return. But if he gonna play that stubborn shit, like I ain't gonna let you go where you want to go to, then the organization is gonna pay for it. Give the man what he wants. The guy gave his all while he was there. Y'all lie to him. You know he's a loyal, real good dude. He's quiet. He rarely speaks words. If he wants out, give him what he wants. Just get the max for him. Go to LA. Go get Kuzma. Go get Ingram. You know what I mean? Go get like 2 draft picks. And let them move on, man. Because your Spurs ain't going nowhere anyway with Aldridge, with Green, and old-ass Parker. And then y'all worrying about it. Ginobili's coming back for another year. Spurs is not going to do nothing unless Kawhi stay and King James go over there. That's the only chance they got of doing anything. I mean anything. But no East Coast team is going to take them for a rental. That's not going to happen. And like I said already, now I'm going to make this clear again. He's not going to sign with anybody else but the Lakers. Lakers pick him up. He'll do a whole new contract right there. Everybody happy. Salute to Kawhi Leonard. Stick to your guns. Now I'm going to go to LBJ. I'm going to try to rush through this because I just did a prior video and it cut short. So I'm hoping that the shit don't happen again. So we're going to go to LBJ, LeBron James. Tricky situation. As of right now, gun in my head, I'll have to say he's leaning towards the Lakers. Though Cleveland could give him the most money at $205 million for like 4 or 5 years, and Gilbert, I think, if he's smart enough, will give him 5-10% of the franchise to keep him, because when he left the last time, 7 stores closed down immediately within the arena, and the team went from top to bottom. I don't think they want to face that again. And if you Gilbert, you either want to sell the franchise, which you should have done when LeBron was there, mind you, because now it might be too late. Or go to LeBron and say, yo, you can take some of this. Because LeBron is looking to be part of something because he wants to run a team eventually. And the only way he's going to be able to run a team if he can get maybe start right now with a percentage base and then go on up like the way Magic Johnson is doing it. You know what I mean? The only one that didn't have to do it like that was Derek Jeter. But, you know, Jeter's just a special kind of person. But LeBron James, I don't think he's staying in Cleveland. It's nothing intriguing for him to stay. He gave Cleveland a championship. Not to mention he bought an estate in L.A. He moved his son out to L.A. But I'm going to show y'all a twist that my little man R-Dot told me. And I don't take people's work. I'm going to give the props to R-Dot. R-Dot's thinking that he might flip that L.A. shit and end up with the Clippers and end up with that rich owner that got about $6 billion even after buying the Clippers and ask him for a percentage. Because you figured if he go to the Clippers, they got some players around. I mean, you bring in PG, not that I'm too crazy about Paul George because I think he lost a step. But think about it. You bring in Paul George, you got LeBron, you got Tobias Harris, you somehow try to re-sign DeAndre Jordan. Gallinari you probably going to have to get rid of. And, you know, they got Patrick Beverly. They got a couple pieces over there. Now, is it as intriguing as the Rockets, where I predicted he would go to? No. At the Rockets, he could go over there with James Harden, Chris Paul, but they definitely going to have to do a sign and trade for that to happen because they want to get rid of Eric Gordon's contract, Ryan Anderson's contract, and maybe throwing another guy there. But I think if LeBron goes there with James Harden and Chris Paul and Capella, who every day is getting better as a big man, although he's not a natural big man, he's about 6'10". He's actually kind of small, but he moves a lot. He got great defense, and he's getting better by the day. So I think that core right there to get right into the chip immediately and maybe could win the next couple of them or battle Golden State for that championship coming out the Western Conference. But the way I'm hearing this Kawhi thing, this is my twist. Kawhi got a Spurs by the balls. They trade Kawhi to the Lakers. That's going to intrigue LeBron to come down. Because LeBron already know Kawhi is the top 5 player in the league. I say top 3. Some will say top 5. LeBron, Durant, Kawhi, you know, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. Those are my top 5, 6 players right there. Give or take one of them. You know what I'm saying? You get Kawhi to the Lakers. You get LeBron to the Lakers. Now, Paul George coming in as their third weapon. I love him as a third weapon. As a second weapon, no. I see probably like a Kevin Love remake. But if you bring him in as a third weapon, and let's say crying out loud, they give up Kuzma, Ingram, they still going to have a couple of pieces. I don't know what they're going to do with Isaiah Thomas. They'll probably have to move him. You know what I'm saying? Lonzo Ball might be able to blow up around a team like this. Who knows? All he got to do is feed catch the rock. Lakers would be that team. I know a lot of people disagree. A lot of y'all saying Golden State still could beat them. I don't know. You get Kawhi, Paul George, and LeBron. I think they beat the motherfucking Golden State Warriors. I'm being honest with you. You got 2 closed down defenders in Kawhi and LeBron. And they also play both sides, and they the top 3 out of the top 5 in the league. I hate to say it, Golden State don't got one top 5 player. No, they do. Kevin Durant. I take that back. They got 1 out of the top 5, 6 players. If LeBron and Kawhi go to the Lakers, they'll have 2. And I think that'll be enough. And Magic's still going to work. Magic's still going to work. Draft choices. He's going to bring guys in. Trust me, Magic is the brain trust behind this. Lakers will succeed if they could get LeBron and make that commitment to the Lakers. But Jerry West is in the Clippers, so anything possible with Jerry West. Jerry West is like no joke. I mean, remember, Jerry West took the Lakers to the chip, got Memphis deep in the playoffs, got Golden State to the chip. He was the brain behind all that shit. And he's the brain behind the Clippers now. So if somehow, some way he could get LeBron over there, it could get crazy. But not to confuse y'all. Kawhi's going to L.A., and I hate to say this, but it looked like LeBron's going to L.A. I was hoping he'll go to Houston, or if not Houston, the Clippers. I like him on the Clippers. But Kawhi is going to L.A. He got him by the balls. Unless something dramatic happens where he decides to stay, Popovich talks him out of it, and they can bring LeBron over there, that'd be the only way. But as of right now, Kawhi is out, and LeBron will go to the Lakers, especially if Kawhi Leonard lands over there on an extension deal where you give him and Kawhi 3-4 years at it with Paul George. Come on, man. And you know they're going to have still one of them young dudes, Randall, Ball. Man, they are telling you, man, they're going to take over this thing. It's going to be the late show all over again. And I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, especially my boy Felix Jacino. But, yo, I'm telling you right now, you're hearing it from Alyork Sports. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And let me give y'all a little bonus coverage, y'all. Woo! I had to get that off, man. That's my second joint. I hate having to redo it because then I got to build up that energy again. But you know what? It is what it is. No excuses. Alyork Sports. Tune in Friday to the pickup show. Me and Big Doc gonna bring y'all nothing but the goods, y'all. 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern. Y'all can catch them snips on Facebook.